everyone, Jessica here from Stitching Colours. Welcome. Today is the 29th of April 2023 and I'm here to do Flosstube number 20, which is just a whip update of what I've been working on over the last 2 weeks. Welcome to any new subscribers or any new viewers, and welcome back for any people who have been here before. So I worked on a total of 11 pieces over the last 2 weeks, and that got me 14,552 stitches. I had a couple of days off annual leave and things like that, so that kind of does play into it being a little bit higher than normal, but I guess let's get started. The first piece I'm going to show you is the Celtic Autumn by Lavender and Lace, and that should be the only rustling. There's another bag in there with other threads for the other Celtic ladies. So this was Celtic Autumn that I was working on, and that is a Lavender and Lace piece stitched on 28 count Aspen linen by Chromatic Alchemy. So you should have already seen where it was at last time, but here is where we're up to now. It is showing up a little bit better now, but you'll see I was working on getting all of these beads and up at the top here down to about here, and then I worked a little bit more on the lady, and also I worked on getting these little medallions finished. So I'm really happy with how this one's coming along. It just never seems to show up true to colour on the camera, so there's not much I can do about that one, but I'm really excited and can't wait to get some more progress on it. And that one got 1,172 stitches. I think about 600 of them were probably beads, so it was a lot of beads. The next piece I have here is Little Helpers, which is an Anne Stokes piece, and it is charted by Painfree Crafts. And you should be seeing where it was at last time. I only got 680 stitches done on this one, but I'm quite happy with the progress. So here's where we're up to now, and the bit I was focusing in on was just finishing in the board and the wall behind it. So it's starting to really come along. So this is supposed to say Yuletide blessings, I think, Yuletide greetings, something like that. So there's a lot of confetti in those lettering, but that is what makes it look so amazing, and actually looks like letters rather than something else. The next piece I worked on was Archer, and this one got 1,001 stitches. So this is a Painfree Crafts piece based on the artwork by Ismira, and as I said, this one got 1,001 stitches on it, and I'm still back working in the background. You should have already seen where you've seen it last time, and here is where I'm up to now. So you will see I got a page finish over here, and that's about all I did. But I'm really happy with how this one's coming along. There are 2 more pages on this row of pages, and then there are 2 more rows of pages, and then it'll be done. So hopefully this might be a 2024 finish. Possibly. We'll see how we get on. Here, the next piece I have is the piece that was initially started as a bit of a mystery, and that is the supersized Winter Wonderland charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, based on the artwork by, I'm running a complete blank here, normally I remember, but not this one. Based on the artwork by Philip Straub. So you should have seen this time where what it's meant to look like and where it was at last time you saw it. And I got a little bit more of that page filled in. So I got 877 stitches done on this, so you can see a bit more of where the tree is that's covered in snow, and I think here is a little bit of the sky. So it's looking really awesome. If I move it a bit closer, it will look a little bit more like a tree. So I am excited to see that one progressing a bit more. The next piece I have is Wizard Septimus. This is also a Heaven and Earth Designs piece based on the artwork by Jan Patrick Krasny. And you should be seeing where that one was at last time you saw it. But this one got quite a bit of work on it. It got a total of 3,104 stitches on it. And that meant that I got the page finished and a little bit more. So here is where we're up to now. And you can see the blue of where the wizard's hood of his cloak is. The top of it. It is very exciting. So now I've got some clouds over here and then the moon somewhere as well. And then that is the rest of the top row of pages. But I am so excited just to see that hood finished. Well, the top of it anyway. I think it seems like these light colours with all the starbursts over here really seem to take over from the blue at the moment. But I'm sure that will change once it gets a bit larger of an area. So that one got quite a bit, it got 2 days worth of stitching on that one. The next piece I have is Minnie, Heart of the Storm, and this is a Heaven and Earth Designs piece based on the artwork by Lisa Parker. And I got a page finish on this one. So I now have the first 3 pages, which is the top row pages, finished. So this one got 1,108 stitches and it is looking spectacular. So next I get to go back over it and work on these ruins in the background here, and if you see a little bit further down where will be where the other wing starts on this 3rd page. So I can't wait to get more work on this one. It is looking spectacular. I just can't believe all the detail that comes through, even on a mini. It is awesome. The next piece, let's get that bag out of the way, is another one that's had quite a bit of stitching on it, which is Planets Align, and this is a Tilton Crafts piece based on It's an artwork under the Common Creative license. So this one got 3,821 stitches on it, and it is looking fantastic. So you should be seeing where you saw it last time. And here is where we're up to now. And you'll see I've been mostly working on this page over here, but I pretty much am very close to being back on the track that I had initially set up to have this finished by the end of this year. But bear in mind that we've got this page that's quite heavy confetti, and the next page is half heavy confetti, and then the last page on this side should be pretty quick to stitch up because there's a lot of bulk stitching in it. So hopefully I will be getting a little bit ahead in the future. It's very exciting just seeing how much detail there is with all the swirls and I guess the pits and things like that, and the atmosphere, I guess it's atmosphere, around the moon. I have a few more pieces to show yet, so I did say this was going to be a little bit of a longer one, or maybe I didn't, but it is because there are 11 pieces. The next piece I have is the mythical creatures, or the mythical alphabet stitch along, which was the Painfree Crafts 2020 stitch along, and it was based on artwork by Stanley Morris, and I have done another letter. So you should be seeing where you saw it last time, but here is where we're at now. It is looking awesome. And so what I worked on was I stitched in the L for the Leviathan. So it looks really cool because you can see the boat down here with the sails and the sea monster's head, etc. And yeah, so I've got M to go on this row, and then there's a few more letters to go. This one is one I'm planning on taking with me to at least one of the days of the retreat, which is next Saturday and Sunday here in New Zealand. So that will mean that I will only be working on the borders and things like that, because the borders are pretty easy to stitch on without having to put a lot of focus and thought towards them. So I can be a little bit more distracted while working on it, shall we say. Next, I have another piece that's had a page finish, which is Searching for God. This is by Gecko Rouge, and it is based on the artwork by Jonas Jodike. I'm sure I pronounce that slightly different every time I bring this piece up. But anyway, you should have seen where you saw it last time already, but here is where we're up to now. So I've got the first page finished, and most of it you'll see is just essentially there's a trunk, and you can see a little bit of background, and then there's another tree forming here, and there's another tree over there. So for a long time, I think these top row of pages is going to be quite dark and with a lot of a lot more colours than it looks like, because there are quite a few colours in here, dark browns and blues and things, but you just can't see them until you get some of those more lighter tones in there. This one got 612 stitches on it. So I have 2 left. We'll do this one first. The next one I have is Lackadaisy Card Shark. So this is one you haven't seen in a while. And this is a Heaven and Earth Designs piece based on the artwork by Tracy Butler. And this one got 517 stitches on it. And you should have already seen where it was at last time, but here is where we're up to now. So it's coming along. I was mainly just working on the next row of blocks along here and in here a little bit, so it's going to be exciting to get a little bit further down. I think from memory there's 2 pages left along the top after this page that I'm working on. 3 pages, but the last page is mostly 310, much like this first page was over here. So I'm really happy with how this one's coming along. I just haven't pulled it out for some unknown reason. I really need to spend some more time on it. And the last piece I have is also a Heaven and Earth Designs piece, and this is Dragon Race into the Night, based on the artwork by Rose Khan. So you would have remembered that this one is the one I had a bit of a goal for getting right across the top row of pages, which is where we're at now. You can see that. And I have just gone back and started filling in some more on the side. I was in quite a bit of a debate about where I wanted to start the next row of pages and things like that, whether I was going to start at this end or even in the middle where the tower is. In the end, I decided that I should really go back to this tree, which caused me a lot of issues initially just because of how I was stitching and the amount of different colours in it initially. I was stalled on this tree for about 6 or 8 months, just struggling with it, not really picking the piece up because of that. And so I thought I should go back and get the next set of pages done on that tree and get it done with. Otherwise, I was concerned that I would be back in that same situation of just not really wanting to work on it, even though there's heaps of other areas I could work on, or I was going to leave it to the last bit and be really frustrated with myself later on. So that one only got 660 stitches on it, but that was a lot of confetti. So next weekend we have got the retreat here in New Zealand, and that is in Dunedin, and then I guess it's the rest of May because Monday is the 1st of May. I have spent a lot of time debating what I want to do for May, because I feel like May seems to be a month that most people go and challenge themselves to do something in particular. I've kind of decided, based on what I've been stitching recently and the amount of projects I've been switching between, and so I decided that I'm going to have a somewhat monogamous May. So I have chosen a few pieces. They are Planets Align because that is my year's goal to have that one finished. Another one is the Mythical Alphabet Stitch Along because of the retreat. So that one got thrown in as well. And then I'll have my new May start, which will be the Halloween Afghan by Stony Creek. So that will come into play as well. And then I have allowed myself up to 2 more pieces, but I'm just not sure what they are at the moment. If anyone has any preferences, ideas, suggestions, let me know. I mean, I kind of was thinking about Archer, but I don't know. Maybe you all have an idea. I just can't decide. If I'm left to decide, I'll probably just work on the other 3 for the next couple of weeks and then still be no closer to actually working on anything else. Although it means that they might get quite a bit of progress. Anyway, so if anyone has any suggestions of which pieces the other 3 pieces should be, let me know. Otherwise, I will probably see you back in a couple of weeks. Next week will be busy with the retreat, and then because of my plans of being fairly monogamous, the May videos are probably going to be relatively short. So I may even, other than the retreat, I guess that will probably be a little bit longer if I have any photos or anything like that from that. But the end of May one may be quite short. Yeah. So thank you all for coming back or visiting and watching my update, and I hope you all have had a good couple of weeks and that the next 2 are even better. Alright, thank you, bye!